Go ahead and take this photo right here and drop it on Photoshop so that it opens directly in Photoshop. It opens up as the background layer. It's currently locked. That's the default for background layers. You could have opened it as a blank canvas and then dropped it on there. It would have gone on that blank canvas as a smart object, and before you did certain types of edits you would have to rasterize it. But I'm going to go ahead and unlock that, add some text here. This is the Hornet. And let's move that text. Let's go ahead and make it all black. Oops, I was on the wrong layer. Command D, deselects. I need to select the text tool again, put it in there, select, and let's go all black. Let's curve that a little bit. Alright, so now we have a photo here with multiple layers. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to check the file size. The image size, actually. Let's make it 300 ppi. That's usually what you want for printing. This is bigger than an 8x12. So let's go ahead and shrink it to 8x10. I think I asked you to do 8x12. So I'm just, to speed things up, I'm just going to show you to save it as a Photoshop document. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is in Photoshop. I made sure it was 300 ppi so it's printable. So this is my Photoshop version. So this is going to be my original or archive copy or whatever you want to call it, PSD, Photoshop document. So that shows up right here. Let me go ahead and put it in this folder. Alright, now I am going to go back to Photoshop and save a copy so that I have the option of a JPEG. This time I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Don't ever select that and change that yourself. Let the computer change it. Notice when I change different file formats, the back of it changes. That's because those are literally the directions for any computer to know how to handle this particular type of file. You change the format right here. So this is my printable version or large JPEG. This one you want to max out to 12. For printing you want it to be 12. So that is right there, printable. And now notice it says Finder up there. I need to click on this window and now it says Photoshop. File save as, or actually before I do that I need to change the image size. So now we're going to go to, I think I say 100. That's going to make it a lot smaller, but it's only showing it at 1/3 the size, so it's really bigger than that. File, save as a copy, JPEG again. So this is going to be my digital version or emailable or social media version. Go ahead and bring this one down to, you can go 8, 9, or 10. I'm going to keep it at 10. Now, that's right here. Now what I want you to see is, oftentimes you got students like to view it like this, or like this, or like this. If you view it as a list, you have a whole bunch of information. Slide these around, file size and the kind. May open that up so that I can see it. And you're going to take this screenshot here. That's one of the screenshots you're doing because I need to see these different file sizes. So the largest one, I'm going to put a 1 in front of it so they kind of go in order. The printable one, I'm going to put a 2 in front of it. And then the digital version, I'm going to put a 3 in front of it. So it's 1, 2, 3. The largest, the medium, and the smallest. You can see the largest original file size is 42 megs. That's huge. You would never email that. Printable, it's almost 7 megs. It's kind of big to email and social, for social media and stuff like that, but that is perfect for printing purposes. The digital files, less than a meg. It's even less than half a meg, so that's more appropriate for social medias, digital files, texting, emailing, and things of that sort. And that is the 3 file sizes I want you to do. If you have clients that want to print their photo, physical printing, that's the file you give them.